Sexual intercourse may be sweet, but may also come with certain challenges once it's unprotected. Good evening, viewers. Welcome to your favorite show, the Tenup Talk Show, where crucial issues in societies are discussed. This evening, we have with us here a seasoned health coach who is here to share some important information with us, and also an individual who has taken a bold step to share with us her experience on how she contracted HIV/AIDS. But before this, let's take a quick commercial break from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Tenup, passion and ecstasy.
Welcome back from our quick commercial break. So don't forget, when it's time for that pleasure, just do your best and let Tenup condoms do the rest. As I said earlier, tonight is a night of emotions where we are going to learn more about HIV/AIDS and how to keep protected. So I have with me here a seasoned health coach. Miss, can I get to know your name?
Good evening to your lovely viewers. I am Hassan Zaria. I've been a health coach for the past 10 years, specifically dealing with sexually infected diseases or transmitted diseases.
Wow, that's great. So we've been hearing on the news that there's a rise in HIV/AIDS in Ghana. Can you share with us some important statistics about that?
So according to the Ghana HIV fact sheets as of 2022, the total number of individuals, mostly the youth, are about 354,927 individuals.
Wow, as of 2022.
Yes.
And how about the youth? Because I've been hearing around that the youth are now having that thing meant for appearance. So how about the youth too?
So with the youth, we can say that it won't be above 50%, but what we know is that 70% of them are mostly women and young adults, meaning that young adult falls in that category of that 70%. And universities, there are quite a number of students who have these kind of diseases.
In the university?
Yes.
And how about SHS?
SHS too, there are quite a number there.
SHS?
Yes.
So does it mean people in SHS also engage in premarital sex?
Definitely. They bring that aptitude to the universities as well.
Wow. So hearing from our health coach, there are a lot of individuals out there having unprotected sex. You wouldn't be too surprised until you hear the other side of the story. So for some confidential reasons, we can't let the name and identity of our second guest be known. But Miss, can you how do you feel being here on our show?
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on this show, to be able to share my experiences.
So can we get to know how did it start and how did it happen?
Yes, so sexually transmitted diseases are not just transmitted by having several or numerous sexual partners. You can just have one or none at all, but you can still contract it if you are not careful enough.
Okay, so with yours, how did you contract it?
Okay, yes, so this is my story. It was just a random normal day. I decided to go out and grab a drink. So whilst at the bar, this young nice gentleman walks up to me. We have a chat. It was quite a long one. It was getting late and I couldn't go back to my home. So he offered me a ride and suggested that I spend the night at his end. I agreed to it because I was in dire need of somewhere to lay my head. That night turned into something else. It was a blissful one, I must say. I really did enjoy it, but little did I know that the toffee of the devil contains poison. It was there and then that I had contracted this disease.
Sorry about that. So are you telling me you're not that kind of girl going around and having it with different men?
No.
So it was just one night?
Yes, it was just one night.
So to my viewers, one night can rule your entire life. I have goosebumps. I don't know about you. Just one night can rule your entire life. So let's get back to our seasoned health coach so that she'll share with us some important information on how to stay protected out there. So Ms. Zaria, can you share with us some of the tips on keeping ourselves away from HIV?
One of the major things that an individual, mostly the youth, can abstain from getting HIV/AIDS or any sexually infected diseases is abstinence, that is not having sex. But this is a topic that when it comes up, most people will be like, oh, they can't abstain because they have been introduced to it from SHS. That's why I said earlier that the number of HIV patients in the SHS schools are also rampant. They bring that to the universities and they spread it here because they feel like, oh, they are here, they can't have that disease alone and they have to share it. So it may be that one lady may have about 3 or 4 guys. These guys have no idea, and at the end, all the 5 of them will end up contracting the HIV/AIDS.
So guys, let's be careful out there. Let's be very careful out there.
So the first one that you can do is to abstain. That is not having sex with any stranger that you meet out there. I would suggest maybe you go on for text to confirm the status of the person before you engage in any intimate activity with that person. Okay. It is not only sexually contracted, but we have needles, so you can avoid using needles or blades of other people because you can also get it from there. But then if you have HIV already or you want to prevent yourself, we have so many methods that you can actually engage in, and that is,
can you share with us some?
Yes, you have 2. One is the pre and then one is the prophylaxis. So you can actually do it while you have HIV, or you can actually do it when you don't have HIV.
Yes, please.
Yes.
That's very important. So we've learned here that one key thing in protecting yourself from HIV is abstinence. And in cases where you want to have that feel, you want to have that pleasure, don't leave Tenup condoms out. So all too soon, we are at the end of today's episode of the Tenup Talk Show. It's been so emotional, and I believe you've learned a lot out there. I know that as you are going out, you'll be very careful. If you want to have sexual intercourse with someone, you have to be very careful and make sure you send a person for a test before agreeing to that. So we'll meet right here next week for another interesting episode. But before that, let's say it's a bye for today.